Oh, what's this damn thing? Can't find it. I can't find it. I can't find what I'm looking for. Boy, you lie. We'll find it. We will find it. Oh, I see. Somebody on YouTube. I can't search anything else. Oh, that's better. Anyway. I'm a little behind time. And I'm trying my best, folks. Please bear with me. Please bear with me. Okay, we're getting there. We are getting there. Trust me. We are getting there. Right on our way. We will soon be there. 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 We will. So, folks, let me see here. Anybody watching? Or are you gonna wait again and go see the video when we are all done and gone from here? Are you coming? Oh, good. It is on. I like it. I love it. I love it. We love it. He, she loves it. How they can conjugate verb, huh? Is that verb conjugation or what? Huh. I'm trying to find something here so we can, folks, we don't have a lot of time on today's show. Today being Father's Day, a day that matters so much to so many people. So even the councilwoman herself, she's got lots of obligations today, lots of places to start. I'm so glad that she managed to squeeze in, a little time for us today. So, okay. Let me see something quickly here. If we decided, let's say if I wanted to, no, we can play some music while we do that. Let's put it stuff on.
Bluetooth mode.
Let's do this. Anything you do, the best. Anything you do, the best. You smile, the best. You cry, the best. Anything you do, the best. I guess it's here. Honorable Councilwoman is studio. Whoa. Yeah, I gotta put that music down. Madam Councilwoman.
Oh my God! Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am. You look so wonderful. I feel like I haven't seen you forever.
I know it's been ages. Thank you.
Thank you. Like I haven't seen you forever. You look gracious.
Thank you. You look wonderful yourself. Happy Father's Day to you and to all the fathers in our community. Happy Father's Day.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. It's a tough. Being a father is a tough job. I know many fathers can relate to that.
Absolutely.
Just as being a mother, maybe being a mother is even tougher. So let's go ahead and turn this music off here.
Okay.
Bill, I sent Bill's invitation, so hopefully he should be joining us very shortly here.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't know. Was it her coming on? Did the link work for you?
No, the link worked well. I think it was my first browser of choice to actually get in on, Internet Explorer. As much as I love it, it haven't been, people are trying to steer away from it. So I had to go, when I logged on and say no, my browser actually, when I accepted, I had to go and try to, Google Chrome. So that was successful. And then I had to see, okay, where in my house, because my office is turnover, I said, I can't be in my office. I said, well, let me, my office in my house. I said, well, let me sit in my dining room area. A little bit, you know, so the people can see where they're a little bit of where the councilwoman lived.
Yeah.
You know, they will know I don't live in a van, since that's the rumor that's been going around.
Yeah.
I don't know where that came from.
I get it. Absolutely.
I don't know where that came
So
from.
how's the kids?
Oh my God, they're doing wonderful. Everyone's doing well. The kids are actually.
And how's the husband? Lucky you have one. How's the husband, Councilwoman? Is he doing well?
He's wonderful. He's wonderful. He's actually traveling right now. He's going to go see his mother.
Oh man.
Yeah, he haven't seen the old man in quite some time, so he's traveling right now. We actually got off the phone with him a few minutes ago, you know, for Father's Day because of the time difference.
Okay.
So he wanted to, you know, the children there hear the kids' voice. He's a sucker when it comes to his children, so they like to play the guilt trip.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad. I mean, I wish you guys greatest traveling mercies wherever he's traveling.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So I know we don't have the luxury of time. We talked about this before then, so we want to be here now for long. I know the work is self-explanatory. You know, those of us who are inside, we know what is obtaining, and so this is just a very brief, you know, conversation with the folks, you know, and so we'll let you go here. I know today Father's Day. You told me about your father earlier. Oh yeah. I don't know if Bill got the invitation or not, but I did send it to him. And, so maybe
I'll tell him no.
Yeah, please test him.
And because he's so much involved in just.
Oh yeah,
he got off the phone.
you know, Bill is the next representative for District 12, representative in Wadey.
Right.
So the man has so much energy.
Absolutely. He sometimes I have to get off the phone with Bill, because he has, and I always say that. So I don't care how anybody feels about him. This man is a hard worker, and he's one of the gifts that our community has, because he cares very much about our people. Right now, he's with the different foundations that he's working with, trying to make sure that our schools and our community back home and families have some of the things that they need, from wheelchairs, those members who have issue with mobility, to even having desks and computers in the schools, so the children can get the education that they desperately deserve. You have to give it up to someone like that, but you already know. When they say they'll name people, have their right.
Okay, well, I'm sure he can join. Are you testing him now?
Yeah. Yes, I am. I'm sorry.
Well, that's good.
Because he and I just got off not too long ago.
You know what I'm doing here too?
What are you doing here? I know you did your assignment.
No, I prepared a little note for the show last night.
Okay.
So say I worked last night. I was in bed. I woke up. My wife took my car and left house.
Oh.
And I got my whole bag in my car. So I'm so that my note is gone with it. So I'm trying to quickly, improvise here. See what I can remember. You see the wife. You see how the wife can. It's good to have wife and husband though. If the interaction can be so funny sometimes.
It can. I know what that feel like, because I've done that plenty of times. Sometimes I just don't feel like driving my car.
Yeah.
And I'll hop into the mister's car, because the kids are always in my car, so his car is much more neater.
Yeah.
So I will hop in his car and use up all the gas. So a lot of the things we're talking about, it's like you finish all my gas, you didn't fill it up.
I can relate to that.
Hello.
You just used up the gas, back empty.
Hey, did you get the invite? Oh, okay, cool. Look, it's like I wanted to remind him. He said, yeah, he got the invite. He's on his way coming on.
Okay, that's good.
I didn't get any response, so I wanted to make sure. Yeah, but I use the gas, and sometimes I say, you know, I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay. We're gonna get started. I know Bill will join us at some point, so we don't have the pleasure of time. It's 3:20 already.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't mind, let's go to the Liberian national anthem. I'm so addicted to the national anthem. So, and this is what the anthem. This is what it's meant for, right? When high-profile people like yourself appearing, we play this for all the people. You know, like even not to take anything away from anybody, but who's more deserving of hearing this before the start of a conversation than you, Madam Councilwoman. So let's read or listen to this. Nope. That's enough. Enough of that. All right.
I must confess, every time I hear the national anthem, it brings back so much memory. I remember, you know, when I was much younger in Liberia, you know, before you all start your day in school, they line all the students up outside to sing the, you know, the national anthem and all that. And then you have I still remember that, wearing my uniform and watching the flag go up as they. It brings back a lot of memory. It does. It really does. I enjoy it. I love it.
Yeah. Bill has joined us, the Honorable Ambassador. The Honorable Ambassador and the next representative of District 12 in waiting. Right, bro?
Thank you.
Yeah. Let's see, maybe I can do this. Nope, that's not gonna work. No. Is this better?
Yeah, that looks better. It looks much better.
Us not being lined up like that. This is much better. So please don't call me. Well, you see these attacks, these haters, they will choose to call you when you don't need the call. Anyway, it is a pleasure to be here. I want to greet both of you, Honorable Madam Councilwoman Hawa K, Kone, and my own brother, the Ambassador, Honorable Kamara. Let me begin by wishing everyone a happy Juneteenth. Is it Juneteenth? How do you say it?
It's Juneteenth, yes.
Juneteenth Day, which was yesterday, a very significant holiday. I talked about this yesterday on the show in little detail. You know, 1865, the end of slavery, blah blah blah. If you watched my video yesterday, I did spend some time on it, but I just can't seem to have enough of it. So that's why I'm going over it again to say happy Juneteenth Day to all of you. The newest federal holiday to be created since 1983, when Juneteenth Day was created. Of course, today, it's obvious, today is it's Father's Day. You know, the funny thing about Father's Day, honestly speaking, it's like my birthday. Unless people remind me, I tend to forget about it. You know, I get reminded on Facebook, you know, or friends will call happy birthday or happy Father's Day. Because reason being that for some of us, every day is a Father's Day.
Absolutely.
But you just never cease, to be. So I'm always a father. But I do appreciate each and every one of you who thought about me, took time to wish me Father's Day on this very special occasion. And then by extension, I do also want to wish all of you a happy Father's Day. To all of you, all the good fathers. Let me be specific, because if you just made a baby, you die in the children's life, there's no need wishing you a happy Father's Day, right? So happy Father's Day to all of the great fathers. And I know Bill is always carrying his children around. So he's
absolutely those two beautiful girls.
Right. And then we can't forget to also say, well, and side week for us as a community on the 20-year sentencing of our brother Ali Kosha in Switzerland, in vis-a-vis the Liberian Civil War. That for me, I also spent a lot of time on this yesterday. Yesterday's video was interesting. I mean, I know I'm disappointed Facebook wouldn't let it trend because they say I played some songs that I didn't have copyright so they keep sending me a bunch of information, we're going to cut this off, cut that up, because you had no copyright and you didn't state so. So I understand that. That's why you notice today, for instance, right up at the very top, I said, we don't have copyright. I mean, yeah, I learned the hard way, right? I learned the hard way. So we just stated that today. Whoever end up playing any music today, hopefully they will let it slide, because we've stated so. We've said that we don't have any copyright to anything we play here, other than our own verses, right? So that being said, it is a pleasing pleasure once again to have the honor of hosting you, Madam Councilwoman, and my own brother and friend, Ambassador Kamara, someone I try to emulate and imitate. I want to be like him. I don't know where he gets so much courage from. The kind of things that he's doing for our community. I like the way Gatamba put it. Gatamba said, community politics aside, Bill is doing remarkably well, whether you like it or not. And I stand by that. That is the truth.
Absolutely.
So, Madam Councilwoman, greetings to you. Welcome back to the Liberian Diaspora Forum weekly talk show. So what's friendly? How you been? How's the family?
Thank you so much, Honorable Ambassador, and to the Special Envoy. Happy Father's Day once again to you two wonderful and brilliant gentlemen. I see, the Ambassador, you just left Liberia with our daughter. I saw all the manual labor.
Yep.
She went through, even learning how to cook the deepa and wash clothes with a washboard. And when I spoke to her, she said she had a wonderful time. And now our two girls, the Special Envoy, our two beautiful girls are in Liberia and visiting, getting the opportunity to see the community and work with the community. That states a lot. That states a lot about you two as fathers and as community members, because you want to make sure that tradition is passed down, that our children know where they're from. And not only where they're from, but to also be very proud of their heritage and their background. And I'm always excited when I see such an image, because it says a lot. As I said, it says a lot. And happy Father's Day to the rest of the fathers in our community. I hope you all are being wined and dined and taken care of today by the women in your lives and the children as well. And also, what's been a little heavy on my heart is to actually extend my condolences to the family member, the loved ones of those we have lost in our community. I know I've actually made a couple of personal calls to loved ones and family members of community members who have lost loved ones. Even a few minutes ago, before coming on, I heard about a death in New Jersey, a woman that I knew personally. And yes, I mean, I'm still shocked because she's so young. And my condolences to her family as well. She's a wonderful person. And once we're done with the show, I will definitely be reaching out to her family to greet them properly. But I'm very excited to be here. I'm stoked to be here. And if those who don't know what stokes mean, is a slang. It's still a slang of saying that I'm happy to be here. Always, anytime I'm invited on, I don't mind at all taking time out of my schedule to be here to, speak with you, Brother Kafumba, and also with the community to let them know what's going on with our wonderful federation, which you two have been very instrumental in some of the activities and the work that's been going on. And once again, I want to extend my deepest thanks and appreciation to you two brothers for the sacrifice, because I know it took a lot of sacrifice, especially in the community that we're in, when you're trying to provide services, and yet you have those who maybe have a different understanding from you. And it's hard to realize and understand that, look, we have a choice. Okay, we all have choices here in this life, and we have chosen to follow the right path and to do what is right. It's not about disrupting anybody or to make anybody look bad, but it's about our children in the future, to let them know, because these kids are growing up in this country. One thing I always say is this, and I told a brother not too long ago, I told him this. I said, look, we need to learn how to start doing things the right way. We need to start doing things the right way, because these children, this new generation, they're not going to put up with this. This whole, well, this is how it is, this is how it's done. They're not going to. They're going to leave us behind and go elsewhere. And then we don't have nobody to blame but ourselves, because they're going to hold us to task. They're going to hold us in accountable. The accountability that we refuse to accept, they hold us accountable now. Okay, anybody, you have children, you're born children in this country here, when they start talking, when you do anything wrong, the first thing to say is, Daddy, you know that was wrong, or Mommy, you know. They'll hold you to it. They'll hold you to it. So we need to start emulating that. We need to start walking the truth. We need to start operating the truth, because we don't want to get to that place where we start butting head with them. And especially when we look at institutions such as FELMAUSA, we say that we're trying to make sure that this is an organization that we pass down to the next generation, and we want to pass our culture down to the next generation. Part of us being able to truly pass down FELMAUSA as a legacy of ours is making sure that it stays around. But with the way things are going on, I'm not really sure if it's going to work in that manner, but we're going to do our best. If it's going to be around. So, what I'm doing as councilwoman and all of us in the community who are actually out to do the right thing and to do the community's work is to make sure that FELMAUSA stays around. And part of that is making sure that the identity of the organization is protected, because that's the first and foremost thing. I know there's some things that I cannot get into because, we're in legal litigation with that. And for anybody who think there's nothing going on because they feel like there's silence, so that means everything is fine, everything is good to go. I just want to be very clear and say that no, this matter is still being with the courts. Litigated. And yes, it's still under litigation. And so we have been advised by our attorney to just pretty much stop there, because there's parties involved. There's a lot of things, and we don't want to go into talking about it because then it seems one-sided. So I would just stop there with that. But as far as FELMAUSA is concerned, like I said, we're working toward protecting the image of the institution, because that's one of the first and most important thing. You can't pass anything down if it's not around, right? If there's no face to it. So the website, as many of members of our community may know, the website is active. The website is still undergoing a little bit of a construction based on the different changes that are happening with FELMAUSA. FELMAUSA is going through rebranding. Okay. And for those who may not know, a lot of things are going to change for the institution, especially for the overall face of it. And you know, I keep talking about face. I keep speaking on image.
Right.
That's because I want our community to know what's coming down the line. You're going to see a completely new and much more design for Musa. And what I mean by that is we're moving into a new direction. We're truly, you know, looking forward, moving forward. And part of that is being at that level with other organizations, being able to have partnership with other organizations such as, you know, World Health Organization, Coca-Cola, Walmart, you name it, for us to be, you know, for us to have an image that will actually allow and encourage these different corporations and organizations to want to be, you know, affiliated with us, you know, and all of that is not being done without, of course, a lot of manpower and a lot of assistance from members of our community. And I know sometimes when people hear about the councilwoman, they're always thinking, oh, it's a one-man army, or they always assume it just Kafumba and Bill there. Oh, or maybe those are the only people now who are carrying on and pushing this organization, but they will be surprised. I think a lot of members in our organization, in our community, a lot of people will be surprised with about the amount of people in the background that are helping. You know, not only helping with encouragement, but also helping with their money. The amount of donation we're receiving to assist with all the different projects that we have in place to take place this year towards the end of the year and even beginning next year.
Okay, let me hold you right there. That was a long intro. Actually,
I know. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's what we came to do after. And this is what you get when you put competent people in the right position. Basically, they don't struggle to communicate, to give give ideas to what's unfolding. So let me turn to the ambassador, Nabil.
My special envoy.
Welcome to LDF. Yeah. We'll take your brief intro here, and then we'll ask a few questions here and there, and then we'll get going. So, welcome to LDF. What's trending, my brother? What's new?
Well, thank you so much. I know today is just a big day. It's not easy to see a lot of our women and sisters extending follow the greeting. Okay. But I want to say thank you to the councilwoman for extending that greeting. I got my text message. And that was very well, good. Mother's Day, we all in Walgreens, the shopping mall, buying things for you guys. When the Father Day comes, it's just quiet. I don't really know.
Don't get text message.
We want to see you guys going to the shopping mall, giving all the Gucci.
Yeah, not just the word. Right.
But anyway, I want to say thank you. It's a great opportunity serving this community. It comes with challenges, especially when you stand for the truth, stand to be bold, making a transition into a dispensation that we realize that we are doing a non-traditional thing. It's tough. It's kind of difficult. And I haven't experienced it before for the past 6 years since I've been in the community. But what I realized now is that I think it's about time that we put our ego aside, we put our self-interest aside, and put the institution that our children will come on and be a part of. So my name is Bill Clinton Kamara. I am the special envoy to the Republic of Liberia, and I also run a charity foundation called Kick Fund, the Kamara International Charity Foundation, and also a board chairman of the Cordially Association of America.
So,
a president of the Liberian Diaspora Business Association. So I found myself in multiple organizations. Multiple organizations. So sometimes I had to leave the job and become self-employed because I can't do the job at the same time, get my fingers on all the organizations. So for the past 2 years, I'm just self-employed. So you can see behind me all the gadgets, how to be doing conference from one conference to another conference. So it's not easy. But serving FELMAUSA is an opportunity. Not only being a special envoy. I got into FELMAUSA since 2018. I served the Mamadi Cissé administration as FELMAUSA liaison officer. Many people come after sometimes they just feel I just got into the special envoy because Madam Kone appointed me. But when things were difficult along the journey in Liberia, I was appointed by Mamadi Cissé as FELMAUSA liaison officer to ensure that FELMAUSA had a smooth landing ground with the government of Liberia under President Weah. That was a difficult time, especially when FELMAUSA was looked at as a political organization in the 2017 election. Many of FELMAUSA members were supporting Unity Party, not the CDC. So when CDC came to power, they looked at FELMAUSA as a political institution, meeting for maybe some ethnic, social, religious demographic. I have to take that debate. I said, no, this is a non-profit organization. Irrespective of individual supporting their candidate in election, that does not represent the image of a non-profit. It's a 501c3. Many of these conversations went on in Liberia with Sir Joseph, with the president's office, with the first lady, Clyde Weah, and the rest of the people, down to just react mother called Madam Weah, until we had a landing ground to have FELMAUSA medical mission arriving. How to go to the airport, drive 2-3 hours, get Mamadi and the entire team around, go look for Kone. And that's just something that I have passion. I signed up for it. As a matter of fact, that's my profession, non-profit. So I don't really regret how people denigrate our image in terms of the condition that is not in their favor. But the fact that I look at a value proposition, what can the community benefit from our existence and leadership? That's what I look at. And I'm very proud to work with the councilwoman who, through her benevolent services and the leadership of Mwami Ezra and Dollar, the board chairman, and the rest of the chapter's leader, I'm going to say it's a huge task, but it is unregrettable that we will serve and continue to serve until our community can transition in a better place. Again, Kamara remain the name, but thank you so much.
Thank you. By the way, the comments I'm reading here, somebody say your title is too long. You need to reduce your title. That's what somebody. Anyway, it's a pleasure to have you both on this wonderful platform. And by the way, Madam Councilwoman, I need to let you know that you are right where you're supposed to be. This is where so many former presidents of FELMAUSA sat. This same studio. Historically speaking, this has been their preferred platform. This is where they've started, and this is where they've communicated through us to their people. So you are right where you belong. Thank you for being there.
Thank you.
With that being said, I want to ask you. So, what is new apart from all of the partnership that you just mentioned during your opening remarks, as far as the website? So the website is still under construction. It's being updated. What about FELMAUSA TV? Was there any update on that?
Yes, FELMAUSA TV should have been installed some time ago, but where we had a little bit of glitch, we didn't want to be too insensitive. It's like just when we're about to launch the TV, we had a couple of deaths that took place. And these deaths were individuals that were really instrumental in our communities. So we wanted to hold off a little bit at that time until at least the community had grieved a little. So after that, just when we're about to, again, like the second time around, our host of the FELMAUSA TV, she actually had a couple of loss in her family. And we tried to give her that time for her to grieve and come back. And we were, and it's so crazy. Like we're just about to launch it again when we got to some type of a difficulty, but we have to go back, and the platform that we chose, we have to change it because we want it to be in a way where when we have the TV, when we launch it, it can come on the Facebook page that we chose, and it can also come on the website. So if people are visiting our website, they can have an opportunity to see if a show is going on. And if they're on Facebook. Now, what I wanted to say is this FELMAUSA TV here that we worked on is not like an ordinary FELMAUSA, like what you see other people like an ordinary Facebook show, like you just put on your Facebook show and then
now what we have it now, basically, right?
No, let me tell you, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I'm just saying. I mean, just straight out, yeah.
Look,
yeah.
Honorable Ambassador, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Okay. But I'm so proud of, and I can't wait when it get launched. Like I said, we're moving into a different platform because it's going to actually be what it's supposed to be, a TV. You know, a TV. This is what it's going to be. It's going to be a TV because our people deserve the best. And
it'll be online, internet based though. Is that
correct? Exactly. Okay. That's what I'm saying. It's going to and you've seen some of it before. You've seen you know, a lot of the Nigerian organization and talk show hosts have those. Have those internet based live ones that when it comes in,
TV and all those.
Yes. So exactly. So the company that we went with, they've done a great job. Like I said, they've done a absolute tremendous job. And the new logo, the new FELMAUSA logo, we're trying to figure out, like, okay, do we want to launch the logo first, or do we want to launch the logo with the TV? So one of those two things will be coming out. And I know the two of you haven't had a chance to look at the logo because I'm like, I don't want nobody. I don't want nobody looking at the logo right now until, but it's going to be launched. It's something where, like I said, I'm very proud of it. And we did justice. We did justice to the previous logo. The goal was just to bring it to live a little bit so it can meet today's date and today's, you know, technology and everything else. That's and we're going to truly be renewing ourselves, okay, of everything that once were. It needs to start with, you know, with the outside. Once the outside get a clearer look and a truer identity, then we can move, you know, with everything else. And that's exactly what we're doing. So like I said, the TV, once it's launched, you're going to love it because the platform is being launched on is a true aspect of a TV where the host is in control of a lot of the thing, and it looked like we're actually in a studio.
Okay.
Right.
I get it. I get it. It sounds good. It sounds good, the description. I can't wait. I'm eager to see that.
And I cannot wait because this host is she Mama Pepe. You know, she Mama Pepe. Right. So she's a no-host bar lady, someone who well known in our community, a well-learned sister, and someone who truly has the community at heart. And because that's the person you want to have, someone that will tell the truth, no matter who it is, and who, no matter who is doing what. If you're not doing the right thing, hold you accountable. You know.
That's good. So quickly, I think we forgot something. I mean, but it's not too late to correct that. You know, we've all you in particular have made mention of so many deaths in our community. True, you know, death has really been tough on our community of late. And so when the show I had yesterday, I actually opened the show with family condolences, public condolences to the Sako family for the death of Kone Sako. I know you heard about that.
Yes.
But would you on behalf of the Federation offer the family condolences? I don't know if you made a phone calls or not, but maybe a public condolences wouldn't hurt at all. So would you briefly do that so we can make progress?
Absolutely. You know, sending, the Federation was sending our condolences to the Sako family. And I know the brother was just, if I'm not mistaken, he was buried on Friday in Philadelphia. And I mean, so young, such a young brother. I never had the opportunity to meet him. But just knowing, what his father did and the fact that he was following his father's footsteps. And then we just lost his, the justice not too long ago. And now the son, I can only imagine what the family is going through. That's two back-to-back head of family in one family. So my sincere condolence to the entire family, to his to his loved ones, his friends, his colleagues, I pray that Allah have mercy on his soul and continue to, you know, protect the family and to guide the family, and especially during this difficult time, because this is a difficult time for that family. It absolutely is.
Sure, it is. For such a well-accomplished young man,
absolutely,
MRT graduate, a veteran of the U.S. Army, managing director for LEC. So it's so heartbreaking. I'm not boring you to sleep. I'll get back to you here quickly. I'll get to you quickly. Back to you. But Madam Councilwoman, so let me ask you this question. This is $1 million question. In fact, ever since I announced that you were supposed to appear on the show, I've taken at least, seriously, I've taken at least 39 text messages, with the central point being, when the last time did the councilwoman heard from the elders? Where are the elders? I mean, they just disappear on us.
No, the elders did not. Okay, let's correct that.
You talk to the elders, and what are they saying? Where are the elders? Where did they go?
Okay, the elders. You know, I know what is so funny is that the last time I had a conversation with the elders, you know, their president and actually their spokesperson, I said, you know, you all have been so numb in the background, mute. People are going to say that you are not doing anything, or you have phased off, or there's no elders around. And I remember the response that I got back, especially from the spokesman, was, well, Madam Councilwoman, that's what you're there for. We're not going to step on your toes. We're here in the back whenever we are needed, but we're also doing our part. And to be fair to the elders, the elders are working very hard. The elders they're in the back. They're not just sitting in the background. I know they say they're quiet, but you know, it's like fathers, okay? When children, you know, fathers in the household, they sit and they wait. They see what's going on. They're there to observe, because they know something is going to happen. It's going to end with them. You know, so we shouldn't be expecting our elders to be just all over the place, and just out and about just because we feel like they should be out and about. They're where they are in their respective positions. They are making sure that the situation in the Federation gets resolved.
How are they making sure they're being quiet? Because with COVID on the downturn, you know, things beginning to open up gradually. And I'm very sure the elders, they have ears, they have eyes. They know that there's a group of people, you know, taking the Federation name around for all the wrong reasons.
Right.
There's absolutely no right to. So all of these, you know, in my opinion, will cause, or if not, if it hasn't already caused problems for the Federation. Why are they saying about that? I mean, I tried calling Elder Keita a few times. I wasn't lucky. I didn't get to talk to him. So since you are in contact with them, what are they saying now that we can gather again? Do they plan to reassemble, you know, to call all of us to some sort of gathering, some sort of another convention, or what's the plan? What are they working on as far as the way forward?
Okay, as far as what I've been privy to, I want to discuss what I've been privy to know. They are planning on something. They're actually planning on a meeting for everybody, a community meeting. Somewhere they're trying to figure out the location, if it's going to be in Philadelphia or not. They wanted to do it quite some time ago, but because of situations that have happened in the community, and just like how you're receiving calls and things like that, every time the elders, you know, with the elders group, you still have some elders in there as well who don't want to stand for what the truth is. And what I mean by that is that when it comes time to make a decision, to say, look, this is the decision we made, this is what we're going to do, and this is what's going to happen, you always have individuals in the back that are undermining. Okay. So even though if it's one or two people, you all and I know, even if it's in a professional setting, if you're in a group, you have one or two person who are always going behind the group and undermining the group, that causes problems. So first, the elders had to take care of their own house. And from what my understanding is, they have taken care of the problem that was in their house. So next, what they are going to do is try to reach out again to the community to have some form of an informational session to come and discuss what's going on, because they know the importance of FELMAUSA, not just in the United States, but also for our community in Liberia. And in no way do they have a plan to just stand back and allow for things to continue on the way they are. So if they're quiet, it's because they are working. They too are working. And brother, I don't know when you actually call Uncle Ketan, but he was in Liberia, and I think he just left before the whole situation happened in Ganta, right? And we were working with him to try to see what can be done, how, in what ways that we can assist our community there. So I was working very closely with him with some other organization and brothers and sisters from Europe. So they're working. They're not just sitting there. They have reached out, and I would say that the elders reach out. But when they reach out a couple of times to those individuals who are misdirecting the image of the organization, they were met. The elders were met with absolute disrespect, and I'm going to be very frank and just say they weren't met with disrespect.
Okay. So we just lost the ambassador. Bakley touched. I'm sure he'll come back, but we just lost him just when I was ready to go to him. He just disappeared from the screen. So, folks, I want to take this time to welcome all of you. Welcome to the Liberia Diaspora Forum weekly talk show. It is truly beginning to look like a weekly talk show again after a long break. This is our third show in recent time. We had one last week, Sunday, and then one yesterday. The third one, inshallah, we'll keep forging ahead. And that's what we've always done. We are live on Bill Just Returned. We are live on both Facebook and YouTube. So if you want to watch us on YouTube, just go on YouTube, type in Liberia Diaspora Forum. You'll see us there as well. So we are on both Facebook, YouTube, and on the LDF page and my personal page. That's too many options. You just can't afford not to be there. So, Bill, welcome back to the show. So you heard the council lady before you left, and I'm glad you came back so quickly. What have you to add before I throw the next question at her? Are we missing anything so far?
Well, not really. I really do admire the council lady whenever she's given the opportunity to speak to the community. I feel relaxed because she doesn't really take it like you have the bee senses in the head of people. She's a professional person. She relaxed in explaining what is unfolding. She makes us to understand that this is a community. We have to own the responsibility that has been created. We have to find a solution to it. We have to get involved collectively to engage, solve this problem. And like you saw how she answered the issues of our elder, while it's true they are working, they are in a respective environment working. But on the other hand, too, you still see things with people who are not stay fair. But however the situation may be, we look forward to seeing them. But in that vein, we're not working. We're working as she has been doing, supporting the special envoy, the ambassador to Liberia. She's been supporting. She's been working, talking about the radio, the Facebook, to inform the community. So that is what we call pragmatism. And when people are pragmatic, they own responsibility. They show up and work in respect of the difficult time. Another issue she also make me to feel more comfortable is about the deaf in the community. Deaf in the community.
Yeah.
Should I celebrate? Like somebody called me a few days ago to go to a party, and I was saying, I can't go to a party. I just lost somebody in Liberia, somebody to my soul.
Right.
So assuming the elder want to call for some kind of conference among people, but if something happened, they gotta let it go for some time and focus on that. And I don't know for what reason, we're not in a leap year, but the number of deaths of stakeholders that have happened in recent times, if any reasonable person will sit and analyze things, I think we are at the point of putting broken pieces together to cement the broken heart, because people are dying in this time. Eminent people. Sometimes You don't really know if it was COVID time. And we will say, oh, COVID, but at least COVID has subsided a little bit.
Okay, Bill's getting a call.
I'll call you
You
back
go?
on the conference call.
Okay.
You getting me?
Yeah,
Yes.
you are.
Busy
Yeah,
man.
if we're in the heat of COVID, we'll be talking about what is happening now. Is about situation that we all need to take a sober reflection of how things going on. Reduce almost all of the fanfare activities. Get back to our normal traditional route. Let's have prayer ceremony. Pray for these people. Have the 7 day, the sacrifices. Come back together to know what is happening. When things start to happen to you at certain time as a community, we know death is an unavoidable circumstance, but there's a need that we all get to realize that it could be me tomorrow. The bill, you don't know. It could be you. It could be somebody else. What do we need to do? We need to sit in the table of brotherhood and look at how the future of the community will be handled in the next. Look at Mr. Saka, a very great person that I've had time with during the time of 2007 Unity Party activity. As a matter of fact, you're a very brilliant person that you could come around, you could mentor you, and I got in touch with him because one of his sons and I are very friendly from the AME. We came along a long way. So very good. So when I saw him on Facebook, I didn't even believe it. I didn't even believe it when I saw him on Facebook. But later on, when I saw the profile, I said, wow, this is somebody important in our community. What should the community do? Just today, like the councilwoman is saying, today, I just came down the step to receive something, and my uncle, brother Jesus, just told me that somebody died in Newark. Who? One of our sisters as well. They feel in Philadelphia. So there's so much thing happening, and only a wise person would know what to do, how to do your scale of preference to know what to prioritize most. But with that being said, I want to say to the council, thank you. We are working together. We will ensure that the community become better. Revolution and a change to come to the community is not easy. I know you find it difficult sometimes. Even the same people who will tell you we come to the leadership, you call them sometimes you can't get in. But consistency, persevering, putting your heart, going beyond the comfort zone, supporting programs, those are things the community need. The community is challenged, but I know we'll get it gradually.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Bill Kamara. Thank you. Madam Councilwoman, let me return to you. I got a few questions here written by other people. By the way, why don't I just let them know that you can call the show. The phone number is up right before me, and we'll take calls. Since this is a very short time, we don't have a lot of time here. I would not ask that you wait for a particular time. The lines are open. Feel free to be a part of the show. Call us. Hold on, Bill is right. Okay. Feel free to call us. If you want to call us on WhatsApp number, that will be +1612 481 5130. That will be the WhatsApp number, +1612 481 5130. If you are somewhere here in the US, Canada, just call us at 612-481-5130. I think the difference is +1, that there's the same number, right? Let's be clear about that. So the debt that we first spoken about, the councilwoman and now Bill, and I mentioned it earlier. So some within our community, have referenced that to say that's all the reason why the community has got to find reason to come together. Which brings us to the question someone wrote on our post here to say, what in your initiative or the undertaking that is currently on your shoulder, are there any kind of peace deal, reconciliation deals, some process to re-educate our ill-informed brothers, those who are running around believing to be who they are not? Are there efforts on the way, to bring them back to the community, to return them to the community?
Absolutely, and I think it's all up to them. And I know myself, you and Bill, we all get calls, and sometimes when I'm out in the community attending events, people come up to me and say, Sister Hawa, what's going on with FELMAUSA, what it is that we can do to get back on the same level And my response to them has always been the same. You have to get back from where you left off. Okay. And what I mean by that is that you have to get back to our elders. And whenever I make that statement, a lot of them tend to kind of like, I guess that's not the route they want to take. And the reason why I said that the reason why I continue to say, hey, if you truly want peace, you go back to the elders, because that's the positions of the elder.
Right.
Okay. In 2019, when the election was going on, there was a group that brought in the elders, and that's where the elders came about. Okay. The then President Madisi say he brought them on, and a group, members of our community who were also in their own groups, who were not in great terms with the community and also FELMAUSA. Overall, they went to the same elders and threw themselves on the ground and said, please help us. Okay, please help us. Please speak on behalf of us and bring us back into the fold. So we can continue, we can get back to being brothers and sisters again and working as one unit in our community. And these were the same individuals who defied the same elders that they once went and threw themselves on the ground too, and was seeking forgiveness. So I'm just one person. I harbor no ill will towards anybody or anything. I'm a professional person, as I always tell people. With me, is business. Okay. As much as I is our culture, but what I'm doing, I'm taking care of the organization business. But as far as peacekeeping and all of that, of course, it's all of our jobs and responsibility. However, there are a set of people, there's a group who that's their full responsibility. Does that make sense? So as much as Hawa wants to do anything, it is not my place to make those decisions, to say, oh, of course, everything is okay when our fathers were brutally disrespected. We saw it on Facebook. We saw the remarks that were made. We saw the videos that people did. You know, with the verbal abuse. Okay, I myself, I even became concerned. I said, wow, with all of these that's happening, all these Facebook and video, Facebook Live abuse that's taking place, you know, verbally assaulting our elders. I can only imagine if these people that were face to face with our elders, what would happen. Yeah. And even after all of that, the elders, you know, being fathers and taking on father's role, and having and saying that, you know what, well, all that you all did, we forgive y'all. And that's the reason why we want y'all to come back to the drawing board and see what we can do, and extended invitations. You know, the invitation went once again without any the response that the elders received was very disrespectful. Okay, so now we find ourselves here. And like I said, if you truly, in your heart of heart, you truly believe and you truly want this idea that of peace, of unity, of one community, of one FELMAUSA, then you'll go back. You'll go back to the elders. You will speak with them. You'll talk with them. You'll find out what it is that you can do to get things back to the way they once were.
Okay. We'll leave that question right there. So next, I want to ask you about. First of all, I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to serve as FELMAUSA's ambassador for awareness. I need you to know that before your appointment, I had declined so many positions. That is the truth. Almost majority of the presidents. Who phone is ringing? It's not mine. Yeah, I was I got preferment appointment from lots of former FELMAUSA presidents, wanting me to do different stuff for them. And I know my brother and friend, who I don't know if he's still my friend and brother, who is in New York. What's his name? Mr. Toure. What's this guy name on the board? Anyway, so every time I was nominated, when the issue was put before them, he will be the first one on my phone line. Oh, Kafumba, please don't take it because it will compromise the integrity of LDF. LDF is all we got. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. And sometimes, he was successful at making, convince me. Until when your appointment came around, I looked at it, I thought, wait a minute, this is for the greater good of our community and our nation as well. So, it's about time that I go beyond just sitting behind the microphone. So I took the chance to, accept your nomination, and I hope I've lived up to expectations so far. I want to say, when I traveled to Liberia, the tax you gave me, distribute, some food right before the beginning of Ramadan. It was a very humbling experience for me. People appreciate it. I know I sent you the list of people who got stuff. Did you got the list yet?
Yes, I did, and the list is long.
Right. So in the list you see there, as long as the reason why initially somebody said, "Oh, why you want to write down people's names and phone numbers?" I said, "Well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, I'm just a messenger. For accountability purposes, we want to make sure that those who send us know that we pass this thing on. So we need your name and phone number. Trust me, we'll not be no telemarketing in Liberia. Nobody will be providing. We're not going to do anything else with it. And more besides, who is to say that we can't come back with some other relief item, some other help? And maybe based on enrichment, we could actually notify you, let you know through.
Absolutely.
That, Lord, we got this thing going on. So I'm humble, and I want to thank Bill Clinton, who remained in the U.S. just like you, and provided me maximum help. Bill folks show up, and God, their presence was so needed. It was so necessary. You saw, I end up having police protection, right? Right. And that list you got. One last thing about the list. It's not all of the name. That's what I want to say, because towards the end of the distribution, you saw the folks came and broke into the house when we had probably maybe 11, 12, 14 bags left, and too bad for those who were campaigning that people should not take the rice. There was poisonous, it was haram, it was all of the above. When you saw what happened, they could not even wait for us to hand out the rest of it. They came and broke into the house and did what they did. My question to you is, though, beyond that, what else do we have? Bill and I both, I know Bill has collected lots of stuff for his charity organization. Kudos to him. I do plan to contribute to that effort, Bill, just so you know. But at the FELMAUSA level, as a special envoy prepares to go to Liberia, and I will be joining him sometime soon. And Tobaski prayer is coming. Are there any plans, just like the last time? Is it a surprise, or are you working, or is the Federation working on anything to, yet again surprise our people ahead of this Tobaski prayer?
Once again, thank you so much, Honorable Ambassador, for a job, a job well done. And I remember when that appointment was being made, and when you and I spoke over the phone, when you told me about your fear. And it was more to say, and it was along the line that Bill have done such a great job. I don't know if I can do the Federation justice. And I told you, I said, so don't worry about Bill. You and Bill are not in competition. I'm not expecting you to go there.
Be Bill. Say you don't have to be Bill.
I told you, I said, you don't have to be Bill. I said, Bill is Bill. You, Brother Kafumba, you're you. And your expertise is what we need. And to be able to give you a distinction between the two appointments. Look, with that rice distribution, I received so many thank you. The amount of thank you that the Federation released is unbelievable. The distribution took place at the right time.
Right.
It took place at the right time. It took place at a time where a lot of our brothers and sisters' families were going through, difficulties of planning the Ramadan meals, their menu on how they were going to feed around that time. And like you said, you see some of our sisters going to the market with maybe $5 Liberty bill, and it can't do much. They have to try to make ends meet. And I even think about it. I say, oh my goodness, that's really working a miracle. And I remember one sister, she called me through iMessenger, and I missed her call a couple of times, and she said, no, she typed, she wanted to make sure that she let me know. She said, no, Ma, I'm just want to say thank you for the rights. I just want to say thank you for the rights. And I responded back to her, and I called her back, and she picked up. She says, "Is this the councilwoman? Hey, thank you, Nikki." Yeah. I said, "Look, thank Brother Kapuma, thank the volunteers, and I want to thank Bill again for his wonderful volunteers. Let me tell you, those guys, there's something else. Okay, it reminded me of being Betty Shabazz and." being Betty Shabazz, and when the Black Panther Party actually saw it to come and assist her during when she came to visit. I don't know if my memory serves me correctly. History, I can't remember exactly what state it was when she came in. They hovered around her to make sure that she was well protected. So that's the same thing that those volunteers that Bill have they came to do, just to make sure. Because I don't know where in the world you would get individuals who will start threatening, threatening community servant for doing their job. How do you threaten somebody with harm? And just go ahead and just start making up stories when we are trying to do nothing much more than assist our communities, assist needy families who are desperately in need with small children, and you come and with your hate. But anyway, we're not going to give them any more spotlight than they already receive, between among themselves. But as far as the next celebration is coming, we do have some things planned, and Bill is going to take care of something. We're not going to talk about it here because you know what? The reason why we're not going to talk about it here because people come to this program to get ideas. But what we want them to do is start using their own mind and start using their own own environment and their own group administration, whatever they want to call it, and start coming up with their own plans. But we have something very big in place, and I can't wait for the special envoy to hit the ground. Okay, in Liberia, because that is going to be something else. If you thought that rice distribution was something that Honorable Ambassador Kafumba Krone did, if you thought that was something, just wait till you see what we have planned next time. Because I think, like I said, that one is, I don't know, some people just might end up in a hospital, but since we don't have any more COVID patients, there's enough bad for them to be taken care of in case they die of heart attack. I mean, not die, but fall of heart attack and stroke. But I can't wait. We do have something in store, something big in store. Yes.
That's assuring. So you heard it from the councilwoman, not me. I know that many of you wanted to know. So how can you guys surprise us with so much needed help? Right around Ramadan, and now Tabaski is here. Is there anything in the pipeline? So you just heard it from myself, not me. Whatever it is. We are told it'll be greater than what you saw the last time. So get ready, be prepared.
Wow.
Venue and the kind will be announced later. But I agree with you. So now apparently there are people who are very short of ideas. They can't think of anything on their own. So they're listening, and then they run with other people's ideas, and they want to make ideas right. And not to mention, like, by the way, I've always said, if you watch the video at that distribution, some of the people we have joked over ever since I got back. They said, "Oh, Brother Krone, you really did say that we're going to get more rice after yours." Hey, happy, they brought it. I said, told you. There are people who basically they don't have any self-initiative. They just do after the copy. You do, and then they come and repeat, which is good. I told you, prepare, maybe what we have may not be enough. And that's the idea. We just want to make sure that, that we have you at heart. We may not be here, but you are in our hearts. So whatever little we have, we'll be waiting to share that with you. Pray for our councilwoman. Pray for the Federation, and more to come from some of our other sisters who were not prepared to contribute directly to the federation, they will come in one way or the other. They will still bring more to you. But know this: whatever they bring to you is because we brought this to you. Otherwise, on their own, they would never have done it. It's like when we raise money at the board level and give it to the councilwoman. That's the only time you hear about fundraising. When you distribute rice, and then you hear about rice for food distribution. So on and on and on we go. So, but that's great to know.
I'm really glad whoever it was that went back to distribute rice. I saw I think it was about 7 bags of rice or so that was distributed after we left. Right. You know, and that was very nice. That was very nice.
Yeah, well, we got to give most of that credit to Sir Joseph too, because at least we a lot of input in that. So that's politicians. Bill can relate to that as a politician. So Bill, what's the trip to Liberia? When are you departing, and what do you have lined up? I know if you've collected so much stuff, I'm not sure what are the things I've left here, or you're gonna leave before then. It takes a while for the items to arrive there, don't they? When do you plan to leave, and then immediately when you get there, what are the things you plan on working on?
Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate it, and I want to say thank you to you too, because we couldn't have achieved the media outlet in Liberia without your strategy, especially when I taught them how to get the social media aspect. People who could at least disseminate the message to the inhabitants of District Number 2, were predominantly occupied by our people, the Muslim Mandingo. Our sister, I think she's a lawyer for Temple Justice, Mrs. Jabate. Yeah, she was able to have a good interaction with us as well. This lady, Veronica Belede, the wife of Musa Belede, she also through your office and Honorable Frank Sana, we had an interaction with her. We were able to meet a lot of people in Liberia before we gave you the timeline for our next trip. So it's like I tell people, I don't compete with individual, I compete with idea. So if I know you that we are targeting something and we want to achieve that, I don't see you as a target. I see the problem as a target. And that is what I have built as a team coming to FELMAUSA. I see the problem, I look at the problem is the target. So when we went to Liberia and had our appointment as special envoy, the target was the problem. I didn't see the name as a problem. I saw the problem as a target. What is the target? The need for community engagement. What is there to engage? The problem in that community, the economic problem, the problem in the mosque. What is the problem in the mosque? Maybe they need some level of Quran. That is the problem. They're there. Look at the problem. What next? How do we engage organization to come together as a group think tank? We saw that we engaged local organization where Fatima had to have a workshop on female genetic mutilation. As you know, our community is a traditional community, and most of our sisters went through these traditional activity, and we need women who have gained education in this level of civil society engagement. They have to talk to our sisters and how to handle things, And Fatima was doing what? So our target was the problem of affecting our people. So we saw that we met so many people. And one thing I like about Hawaii, sometimes we can go back and forth, but I think she's somebody who she introspects a lot. She sees things ahead. She will say, you know what, don't look at the big names. Don't go too much after the big name, because let's say, for example, if we all target the big people,
right?
What happens to the congregation? The congregation also got problems. The inhabitants got problems. So look at they engage them. So I would say, no, we got to go to the big name. But when I later realized that according to the people who are physically and morally, economically challenged, was the plus. So when we engaged the people, we saw the real problem. But when we went to the heads, we did not see the pervasive problem. We saw the individual problem, because the head will put himself first. I'm here, I'm the one doing, but when we saw the people problem, where we had to do survey analysis to get to know, that is where through that analysis you had to target district number 2 for a right distribution, and you could see that. You could see that they were really in need. Certain places, Ghana's district number 2, district number 13, we saw the need. So our problem was to engage the people. Now, the next thing is when do I leave? And I like the council lady. It's what I told you that she can introspect. And there are people here who want to know what's going on when I leave.
For security reason?
No, I will let them know. You know, I have so many organizations, and some of the organization activity coming up very soon. So once they know that Bill leaving tomorrow, they say, well, then we'll ride. We got free ride to go.
But it might be a good thing, though. At least your folks will get themselves ready.
So, but the trip to Liberia will be very soon.
Very soon.
Kick Fund is an international organization, the 501c3 that has the same dream as FELMAUSA. But what we've done while we're in Liberia, we try to establish a tripartite arrangement amongst organizations, which means a new university. A new university established through the efforts of Muslim Madingo in the diaspora at home, Dr. Brian Masila, who was able to get involved within the rank and file of FELMAUSA to see that university come to fruition. First time in the history of Liberia since the establishment, since we became colonized, that Muslim university will be in history. If you look at entire Liberia history, you only have one super high school in the entire Liberia. One super high school, which is Muslim Congress. You can name no other high school in the Liberia besides Muslim Congress. So besides Muslim Congress, we do not have a university. Either AME, UMU, AME Zion, that's it. So Dr. Sila's dream was the kind of dream that I saw within the portfolio of FELMAUSA, looking at the larger picture, looking ahead. So Dr. Sila was looking ahead. He continued to look ahead. He said, Bill, why don't we collaborate to sell the image of a new university? I said, bam, reach out to the council lady so we can have a collaboration. So Dr. Sila, a new university, FELMAUSA Special Envoy was able to go to the university, make an assessment with the university, put it in our marketing proposal that this university, wherever we say, looking ahead, FELMAUSA, and we talk about university, then we talk about hospital, we talk about in the community engagement. So Kick Fund also a organization established by the Kamara brother that is looking for donors everywhere in the world. Everywhere in the world. So Kick Fund has a strategy to go after donors. But Kick Fund is not the one that we implement all. So when we get the donors' contribution, then we identify organizations that can implement this program. So our goal is to go after donor. Once the donor get what we want, then we say, okay, we've identified FELMAUSA, we've identified a new university. What goes to our university? What FELMAUSA benefit from Kick Fund? So we have a tripartite organization, FELMAUSA, a new university, and Kick Fund. So Kick Fund becomes the striker at the front, looking for donors everywhere in the market, on the Wall Street, and everywhere in the small, challenging community. We bring the donations. We declare to the community and say, okay, FELMAUSA's program is about this. Our new university is about this. How did we succeed in that? When we came across a new university, they said, Bill, you know what happened? We know that you are part of the FELMAUSA community as a special envoy, but we want you to help us with educational supply. What we did, we opened the line between them. We were able to export for them number of computer equipment free of charge to the Provincial Liberia. We took and delivered it to them. We said this is through the efforts of FELMAUSA because we are special envoy. That is one of our goals as a special envoy. So our new university has been benefiting from some of our duty-free privileges and other stuff. Now, FELMAUSA, which is a model organization that is older than all of us, that we subscribe to, FELMAUSA has a bigger dream, and the dream is to reach out to the community wherever they find themselves. They be in Lofa, Meriden, Grand Cru, Grand Jida, Maserado. FELMAUSA look at a bigger picture. Now, our trip to Liberia will be very soon. Now, she did mention something as well, getting our children involved. So, Kick Fund also, in this time, we were able to send at least our kids to home. Because every time they say, Daddy, you're going home, what are you sending? Today you're dividing right, you're dividing clothes, you're doing this. In nonprofit, it's a facial recognition. The children get involved. It creates passion to the donors. The donors say, if the children can get involved, what more we can contribute more? So now the children are in Liberia. They get to know the challenges. So when you tell them backpack, they know who need a backpack. The day you tell them, say your old shoes, don't throw it away. They know somebody needed it. So we send a kid at the front line to identify the problem. That also is an attraction to the donors to know that the kids are on the front fighting economic problems, social problems, domestic problems as well. So the children will be there for 1 month. So maybe in half of the 1 month, then we go as an envoy and key fund delegations to tackle the bigger problem that the kids can do while the kids will be returning home. So the package that we have, I'm very overwhelmed through the board leadership, the council leadership, a lot of the chapters that are involved in making sure that this dream comes to pass. The strategies in place to target the problem are surfacing gradually. Ganta is a target as well. And I spoke with the council leadership of Bill. Let's imagine when the process took place in Liberia, the fire disaster hit our community, especially the Fula community. Do you know that FELMAUSA raised over $21,000 US and contributed to that community?
Yeah.
Now, when our family and friends, parents got invaded in Ganta, unknowing it to them, how many organizations have reached the aid?
Apart from their own organization, like Ganta support.
For the only organization.
More specifically, what has FELMAUSA done?
Nothing. So the council leader has been discussing this, that we need to engage. And she told me this thing. I said, you know what happened? I'm going to work on it. She said, Bill, imagine they broke the houses down. They lost their clothes, their shirt, their shoes, copyboard, and everything. Imagine how a mother would be thinking how to clothe that child in the morning, get a backpack, put it to school, and I put it in. Then kick from them become the front liner to identify what the council leader is talking about: shelter, food, clothing. So we wrote a proposal, and that proposal has been able to give her over 100-pound bit of clothes. What is it targeting? Targeting the vision of FELMAUSA. Why? The people in Nimba County. The people in Masorado. So that is the kind of teamwork we are. We communicate, we design strategy, we create, we engage. So we call it the 3 arrow.
Okay.
You
Thank you.
Recruit, repair, and replace. Recruit, repair, and replace. So the 3 arrows is working for FELMAUSA, and I can tell you that the community will get it. You don't need everybody to make things happen. You need a lot of people who are loyal, who are committed, who see themselves as part of the problem and solution to the problem. So I think that this community is progressing, and we will ensure that the better society, the better people, even people who are living in denial of the fight that this administration is achieving, they appreciate it. I think this day you can see a little comment. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Unlike before, they were very, counterproductive. Everywhere, Bill Clinton, there were press releases. There were all kind of press releases they were having. But it's getting better now. They are inviting us to activities. They are coming to reconcile. That is how society look. When Dr. Luther King started this thing, not many people signed up. Not many people signed up. But when it reached to a level where it covered them, then it comes a sign up to say, forgive us. And I appreciate the rules of the community. The Envoy will be arriving very soon in Liberia. They'll be engaging. We look forward to their media and the coverage and the rest of the chapters, the board leadership. Mr. Enzan Dollar is also doing well. He always in my inbox letting me thank you. Congratulations. Monitoring you. Yeah. Mr. Lai Toure. But Toure, Baba Toure, even in Mende, Hadara Sharif in Philadelphia, the rest of them, you understand? And I appreciate all of them. Not many of them will do that, but in as much that you can come in our inbox, in a non-profit world, what is called a thank you. It's even more than somebody giving you $1 million. So the thank you is something that we appreciate. And Madam Council Lady, I want to say we are together. Whatever the situation, and we look forward to a more united community as we have been doing. Let's reach out to people, let's get involved so that we can have a bigger achievement come 2022.
I know that we've been here before, FELMAUSA. We've been here before, and we've so interestingly, we've always made progress. So that is the point Bill is trying to highlight. Please don't feel that this is new to FELMAUSA.
Right.
It's something that we are pretty much accustomed to, sadly, but we've been there, we've done that, and so this too shall
pass.
Us, and then FELMAUSA will continue to do what FELMAUSA is supposed to do.
And what I wanted to say before that, Kafuma, is this, and what Bill just hints on is what I've always said before, and that is part of the rebranding process. When I said that FELMAUSA, even when I was running during the 2019 and 2020 presidential race, I've always said, FELMAUSA did not have a foundation. You cannot go and say you want to build school, clinic, or whatsoever if you don't have that solid foundation. And part of the foundation is building those partnerships that will help to sustain you in the long run. And the three organizations, these three big organizations that have come together, we've actually built a solid partnership. Okay, when Kids Foundation is in there, like we said, not only are they pulling donors for both FELMAUSA and a new university, but are also making sure that both organizations are able to sustain itself in the long run. So whatever it is we're doing in Liberia, like right now, one of the things we're working on when Bill gets there is the FELMAUSA office. We will be opening up an office in Liberia, and that office needs to be sustained. So that's when Kid Fund was going to come into that, to make sure that the office is there and is actually being fully operated. And that's what also, we also, like I said, a new university, continue working with them. So we're not just sitting here, we're here building the future for our children and our grandchildren.
Okay, sure.
And shout out to the board chairman. Happy Father's Day. I keep forgetting about it. We talk so often that sometimes you know what I'm saying, when you're always working with somebody, you tend to overlook them sometimes and forget it.
I know time is fast spent, and I also know before the councilwoman agreed to come on here, she thought me to decided I was tied to a strict timeline because she has other obligations. So just before we start heading for concluding remarks here, let me inform you, the audience or would-be audience, because I know. I noticed that when we're having a live show, like I told you earlier today, some people really want to watch. Somebody honestly asked me, say, "Brother Krone, how can I watch the show without people knowing that I'm watching it?" I said, honestly, I don't know how to tell you. And I wish I could tell you. Maybe watch it under somebody else's name, or better yet, just wait when the show is done. Go watch the video, and that's what happened. Right. I know this last week we had a show with barely anybody on, but immediately when the show was done, in less than an hour time, there were at least almost 500 people have viewed it already, and it keeps going. So it's social at this point. That's fine. It's all right when people are so afraid of other people to the extent that they can't even comment on other people's page, let alone to come watch, very informative, interactive show. But I do want to let you know that those of you who've been trying to call the show through my Facebook Messenger line, I can't talk to you on Messenger because I'm having a live show on the same Messenger. That's why I read the numbers out to you. Call 612-481-5130. Let me go slowly with that one. If you want to participate, we don't have much time left, less than 20 minutes. We're going to wrap this thing up. But if you must participate, please call 612-481-5130. And I do also want to let the folks know that next week, Saturday, which will be June 26th, if I'm not mistaken, we have been contacted by one Mr. Brother Mohammed M.J. Masale. Mohammed M.J. Masale, he identified himself as president for National Concern Muslim Youth of Liberia. He's been pleading. He wants to come on the platform to speak to some of the issues he feels that are affecting Mandingo people. He specifically wrote was assistant the consistent harassment of Mandingo people, and he's saying this in the wake of the recent sentencing of Brother Ali Kocha. So he's going to be with us next week, Saturday, to speak to those issues. So I encourage you and invite you to be a part. Of course, I will send out information when the time comes. And also Sunday, which should be the 27th of June, we have a meeting here. I'm not sure if I want to have a show, but if I end up having a show, I'm sure I will be gladly hosting the Honorable President of the Minnesota Mandingo Association, MMA, in President of Brother Solomani Jabate, will be our guest. Will be, or maybe, I don't know for sure yet, but I'm not sure. Because he included, we have a meeting, a very important meeting on the 27th, if my memory serves me right. Finally, Councilwoman, before I ask you both for closing remarks, are you prepared? Do you have your travel? You have your luggages packed? Because I'm hearing that with things opening up, it looks like MMA planning to invite you here to come to some public event. You know, that's why I just heard this in a great vein. I'm not sure, no formal communication yet, and I'm sure folks will be surprised how I heard it. But I do hear stuff. Are you prepared to come to Minnesota for the first time to address the people of Minnesota?
I'm always prepared, especially for Minnesota. Minnesota is one of my favorite places. I can't wait to come and mingle with the members of the community and have some fun. Look, nobody have a meat barbecue as much as Minnesota.
Yeah, I know, right? You always have barbecue. Come on.
I always have some type of meat and barbecue going, so I'm gonna make sure. Look, I wish my luggage is actually in my other living room. I have it all prepared. Normally, I'll get the luggage out of my room and I'll put it in the living room that nobody uses, and I'll start bringing my things from upstairs and putting it there. So it's not only Minnesota, but it's also, of course, my home state of Jersey. You know, going to go see the community there and coming to New York and also coming to Philadelphia as well. And ending in Minnesota, because if I know for a fact if I start with Minnesota, I'll feel like an elephant and I won't be able to move. So I want to end with Minnesota, so that when I leave, I can come back to Georgia. I can come back home to Georgia and be able to at least rest for 2 days, digest all the other wonderful barbecue that I'll be participating in. Hopefully the meat will digest on time for me to go to work.
Much meat in Minnesota. Thank you for. I'm sure our folks are too happy to hear that. But when you do come,
no, but it's a good thing. Let me tell you, it's a beautiful thing to have a lot of meat.
It is. Actually, speaking of having a meat, I got 2 standing invitations just today, right here. I'm going to another barbecue today. The ones they had yesterday wasn't enough. That's what we do here. That's what you do when you live in a boring, quiet state like Minnesota. But it's been a pleasure. Bill,
yes,
any final thought from you?
Yeah, not really. I know we're still going to be engaging for after this show.
Okay.
But I just want to make the audience aware of few of the achievement that was done beyond the collaboration we have in Liberia. While we're there, one of our targets from the U.S. to our community was the 29 mosques that requested Krone. So in addition number 12 and addition number 11, mosques in this area were challenged, or still remain challenged. They said every time they have activity in their mosque, they don't have sufficient Quran. So sometimes they have to, cut the program short because the population, the number of persons. So the council lady, through her effort and the board of directors and all chapters, were able to provide 300 Quran.
The council lady?
300 pieces of Quran.
Mashallah, that's news to me. I didn't even know that.
And that effort also came from Anu University, Dr. Sila, with additional amount of $34,000 Liberian dollars that was given the imam. And I would have loved, if not because of time, I would have loved to play the whole audio. They pray and pray and pray, and until I shed tears. He said these are the things we want our sisters, our organization to be doing. So the next thing they also did in my presence, you know, when people appoint you, is though your resources on the line, but when you see them making effort to achieve what you tell them, then it buttress and it boosts your zest to do more. So in Oro, our veteran brother, most of whom are dislocated worker now, they didn't do anything, they were doing something, but they're all there. They go to one Thai shop called the United Muslim Brother Association. That organization also got something called the Dawa Association. The council led through our leadership was able to contribute immensely, bringing them together. Their organization document was expired for almost 2 years. So the FELMAUSA was able to renew their article of incorporation to make them current with $150 and had a big elaborate party bringing everybody together. Then the veteran too said,
Hello, are you there?
oh my God.
Okay, Madam Councilwoman, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, Bill, you're very low. Hello, Bill? Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, so the next thing the veteran was able to request from the administration was that
You sound a little low, Bill.
You're a little
They
low.
didn't do anything. They just
Bill.
from her Thai shop. Hello?
Can you hear me? You sound a little low, Bill. Can you speak a little louder or maybe turn your volume up? Okay. Okay, he left. He's going to come back.
Yeah.
So, wow. Councilwoman, so you truly been working hard behind the scene. You know, though, I mean, isn't it obvious? You know, it's often said that, you know, people tend to accomplish a lot more quietly, working quietly, you know, in silence, you know, than just being lousy, passing around, you know, promising and planning things that, you know, you got no idea how to start. Your Bill is back. All right, Bill.
Yeah, sorry, so many people calling my messenger.
Yeah.
Same thing you're complaining about. So the veteran, they are about 30, you know, some of whom are also ex-combatant, and they requested FELMAUSA to have at least a car wash for them. They said, Bill, right now nobody looking on our family, our wife, they left us because we didn't do anything, but we want to have a little mini car wash. So we're able to identify that spot of Congo Town, Oro, not far from the junction from Alhaji Krone, what we call Sophie. So they have identified the place, we work on it, and the car wash machine as well will be purchased very soon.
Okay.
Also later now working on it, so that also will be part of one of our dedication ceremony as we arrived there. The next thing was that Fatuma Salif, Bintu Salif, who was a deputy envoy, also was able to do well in terms of engaging community organization. We were able to engage some of the schools, two Arabic schools, and out of one Christian schools. We gave them some humanitarian supply, educational material on behalf of FELMAUSA. So there are a lot of engagement and achievement made there while we're there. And, you know, the Grand Mufti, the Chief Imam, the Islamic Council, we met all of them, and they all pray to see Hawa. They really want to see you. As a matter of fact, they thought that you would have arrived while I was there. Every time they ask, once you come in, we really want to see, how can somebody be doing good? We can see the face of the president. I said, no, he's going to come, you know, until the ambassador was there, and he did well. And I appreciate the time and courtesy given us and the credit given for the work we did. So those are some of the deliverables while we're there. So people want to know, what did we achieve? These are some of what we achieved, and we look forward to achieving more.
Thank you so much for highlighting that. Now, Madam Councilwoman, you know, you see why I was afraid, but not to accept the appointment because I knew I couldn't measure up.
Right.
now you see why. So anyway, so your final thought, Madam Councilwoman, before we call it a day.
First and foremost, I just want to thank the community for their the continuous support. We have tremendous respect for our members, for our people. And that is the reason why we continue on doing the things that we're doing. And even after both the special envoy and the ambassador were back, as well as the deputy special envoy, an assignment that we took care of not too long ago, it was actually during the Eid prayer, was that Sister Fatimata Salif, when she came, she said, look, there are some sisters that are Muslim sisters. They're in a community in Liberia. They are a large group. I actually had the opportunity to engage those ladies, but it was a very short contact. But I continue to communicate with them through Sister Fatimata Salif. And one of the biggest name item that the sisters requested from us was some hijabs. They asked if we can please give them hijab for them to be able to pray in, especially on pray day. Okay. And we were able to accomplish that, and many more. We were able to supply the hijabs our sister wanted, even in the amount more than what they requested, because we know the importance of worship in our community. So if that's the only thing you need is a piece of, something you can use to continue to build on your spirituality, why not? And like I said, there's so much more in store, not just in Liberia, but also here in the United States. I want our community to know that we have not forgotten our people here in the United States, because that's one of the main concerns from our members. Like, okay, we see all these wonderful things happening in Liberia that you are doing in Liberia, but what about us here? And I always go back to say, look, to much whom is given, much is required. We're not, those of us here, it's not that we're not in need, but to be quite honest, the need that our people back home have, we're not experiencing the same thing.
Great.
So that is the reason why we're paying, if it seems that we're paying attention to them at this time, that's one of the main reasons why. It's not that we have abandoned our responsibility here. It's just that we're taking it one at a time. You know, they say, how do you eat an elephant? You start one bite at a time. So this responsibility, our community is large, almost, beyond the size of an elephant. So in order for us to take care of all the needs, we have to take it piece by piece. And we have to start with where it is much needed first, and then move on to where, things are a little bit in better hand. We have a lot of our children that have graduated from high school and transitioning to college. Those are areas that I want to also assist with. Okay. To see what we can do, because these young people, they're starting a new life. There are things that they will be needing. Okay, we're gonna step in and we're going to take care of at least some big items, and we're doing that through, once again, partnership. And I'm not going, like I said, I'm not going to discuss everything, a lot of the things that we're doing, because the walls have ears, right? So,
right. They do.
Right. So we're going to continue to work in silence, because that's what we're there for. We're not there to just be parading around and just, everywhere and about. We're actually there to make action come to life. And I'm so proud of this team. I'm absolutely am, with the chairman at my side. We've been able to accomplish great things for our community and for this institution. And I cannot wait to see all of what is to come in the future for FELMAUSA. I can't wait to visit our different chapters. My visit to Minnesota, it was supposed to be a surprise, but I see the cat have been let out the bag.
Right.
And I wait to.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. You're absolutely correct. Yeah. But it was supposed to be a surprise. I was just supposed to sneak in there and then boom.
Yeah.
But hey, the thing is, you don't know when I'm going to be in Minnesota.
That's why you don't trust folks in the media, man. We got no secret. It's all out there. Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't know when I'm coming. But you don't know what date I'm coming. So that's I'll keep that. Yeah. And also my trip to Liberia, just like Bill, every time I'm coming closer, that's what I said. You know what? I'm glad my ticket agent, she's a sweet lady, and she's able to work with me. I've had, I have enough time, actually, saved up, from my job where I've been negotiating with them. I was negotiating actually a month. They said they cannot give me a month because what I do for a living, you leave for 1 minute, it seems like you've been gone for a whole month. So can you imagine if I'm gone for a month, when I come back, it's going to be, there's going to be a lot of things that needs to be that needs to be handled. So what I'm doing right now is taking care of the critical items, but a lot of those have been taken care of. But like I said, every time I'm getting ready to say, okay, you know what, this month is the month, something ends up happening, but it's always something good. It's something good because we're working on something big next year in Liberia, and you and I even spoke about it, Brother Kafuma. Right. We're working on a big ticket item in Liberia. We're connecting those partnerships because those are big partnerships. We're even involved the Liberian government as well. So in order, I want to go right now, but then once that thing happens, then I have to be back there again. So I'm wondering, I said, okay, do I want to wait when we're actually doing that, putting on that event or that assignment, or do I want to go right now? And then when I want to go again, during that time frame, my job is saying, look, you just left.
Right.
Like you just left, we don't have, even though you have the time to leave, but we can't allow you to leave at this time. So I'm still penciling in my trip to Liberia. And when Bill gets there, Bill will definitely let me know.
Keep you posted.
Yeah, he'll keep me posted and I'll see what it is that he can do. But like I said, we have something huge, very huge planned for next year. And I cannot wait. I'm so excited about it. It's something that our community will definitely benefit from. And it will bring, it will actually transform the image of FELMAUSA. And that's what we really need, because that is part of the rebranding process. The idea of saving a legacy, one that our kids and our grandkids will be proud of.
Thank God. We look forward to it. We can't wait. Thank you.
Thank you.
Much both for you for your hard work, you, Madam Councilwoman. I think one of the first text of any good leadership is the kind of people you bring closer, you select, and obviously Bill's appointment was no mistake. So thank you so much, Bill. Thank you, Madam Councilwoman. On that note, I think we've come to the end of this very brief interaction, as we said from the get-go. I don't know, I think Bill heard me the last time. I'm not sure if you are aware, Madam Councilwoman. We just started a different kind of some sort of initiative. I hate to call it NGO yet. At the embryonic stage, at the very beginning stages. But Bill, did you hear me talk about it the last time? The $5 thing. So we actually.
You're right, but I didn't understand it.
Okay.
I thought you said if we appear, you give a $5. You give a I was like, I said it's so rich.
That's a good one. That's a very good one.
Maybe they got a PPP loan.
I did not say that. Let me quickly go away before you take your exits of name. So we started a little small initiative because I've paid so many visits to Liberia, since 2011. Well, every time I go there, I see the need for help, and to the extent that I know every little thing helps.
Right.
I know firsthand that there are people in Liberia, families in Liberia, who will go to market with 500 Liberian dollars to go buy food for a whole family. 500 Liberian dollars. Seriously speaking.
Yeah.
I went to Red Land Market. I went to Badita Market. And I just play. Actually, I end up paying for some people food, just doing my own little assessment. And so when I came back this time, I thought, well, we don't have money. We are all struggling. But like you said earlier, the need there is greater than here. We all have needs, right? We all need help. But there are folks who need a little more help than you. Thank God we got jobs here. We get paid. We can afford to feed our families, right? And so, in short, we decided to start this initiative whereby, every other week, and it's every other week because it's every other week we get paid, just in case you wonder why every other week. Okay. So every other week, I'm taking $50 out of my paycheck to send to somebody in Liberia. Somebody's in Liberia, right?
Okay.
Now, the way I describe it, I'm not going to send the $50 to one person. If I did so, it'd be wonderful because that person I would really ball. Having done assessment and realized that $5 can feed somebody. I mean, $500 can feed somebody. I tell you what, if somebody can go to market with $500 Liberian dollar, I'm sure they'd be happier with $5 US, which is about what?
Some people go with even way less than that.
Exactly, 800, 850. So, Bill, when we decided, we said, okay, look, every other week we invite people, and thank God, this thing would not have been possible if it wasn't for SendWave. SendWave, as you very well know, allows you to send as little as $5, $6, $10 to people. Technology is really making things easier. So because of that, we're taking advantage of that to say every other week, we invite people to send us their mobile money number along with their duly registered name. You know, you can't mobile money won't work unless the name matches the number. So if you send us your name and your mobile money number, we'll take the first 8 number. That's what we're able to do out of $50 because we gotta pay sending costs. So instead of 10, if you divide 50 by 5, it will be 10. But instead of that, we're doing 8 because we gotta pay. There's a cost attached to transfer money. So we'll take the first 8 number. And by the way, somebody approached me yesterday. They're working on the software that will randomly select numbers as opposed to this old-fashioned way, traditional way of saying the first 8 numbers. But for now, that's what we're doing. So we'll take the first 8 numbers, mobile money numbers and names, and then we'll send $5 to each of those names every other week. Now the thing is, if you receive, we sent the first one out yesterday. Actually, I got names and phone number. Initially, I was going to publish them, but somebody said for privacy purposes that don't do that. Don't publish people's names and phone number. However, if there are people who wish to be a part and they want for accountability purposes, feel free to share it with those people. They can look at it with a short warning that please do not share it, don't publish it, don't make it public. These are people, private information, names and phone number and stuff like that. So we sent the first $50 out yesterday. It turned out to be $55. Thank God for this, due to sending costs that I mentioned earlier. So those folks who received, they seem very, very excited. To this very moment, they continue to send me thank you text messages. So I was right in thinking that if $500 can do it, then maybe $5 US can do it even better. So that's what we are doing. And immediately when I announced it last week, after that, few people contacted me to say they wanted to chip in. I told them to hold on first. We're just trying to get it off the ground. I don't need your advice right now. Let's get everything in place. So when we're doing it, we'll do it more transparently. So you know that, we're doing it and the records are there so we can, we invite other people to come in and then maybe we can move forward to register and so forth. So Bill, the $5 is not for you because you don't need $5. You need more than that. You probably need $500 or $5,000. $5 is for those your neighbors. Some of the people you see over there, District 2, all the districts where people will go to bear hungry. And then by the way, the initiative is named Just a Meal. That's the name of it. Just a Meal. That's what it truly is. But it's a work in progress. That's what we're working on from our end. And I just thought I'd let you know that. So thanks to both of you. It's been a pleasure having you on. Bill, look forward to my contribution coming to the cake fund. I know you've been seeking donation here and there, but don't expect much. It might be just the $5. It might be another $5. So I'm the $5 man. So thank you, folks, and happy Father's Day to Bill and all the good fathers again. Madam Council Lady, I can't thank you enough. Thank you. Let's have a wonderful rest of our day.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy.
Okay.
This is the time for reconciliation. This is the right nation. This is the time for reconciliation. This is not the time for retaliation. Benkadi, mo benkadi, anye benkelema. Benkadi, mo benkadi, anye benkelema. Benkadi, Oniki ya wufa tope, toya sagabiki. Orokoso, anye reconcilier. Oniki ya wufa tope, toya sagabiki. Orokoso, no, anye reconcilier. Benkadi, mo benkadi, anye benkelema. Benkadi, mo benkadi, anye benkelema. Benkadi. Les uns pour nous, les Ivoiriens, de nous donner la paix. Pour reconstruire notre pays.
All right. Benkadi, huh?
Que tu sois seul fort ou malgré ou gros, t'es Ivoirien. Que tu sois à Caen ou malgré ou c'est nouveau, t'es Ivoirien. Bonne Ivoire.